Nor is supposed to start his first day of work as a librarian. However, his father soon apologized because the son of a viscount usurped his job. After loses his job, his younger sister, Alice, suggests enrolling in Hero Academy to be a knight or monster hunter. Later, he meets up with his childhood friend, Emma, who is shocked to hear about his situation. Emma believes he will succeed since Nor possesses the rare magic skill Great Sage, which reveals the correct answer to any question, but causes crippling headaches. Emma reveals that a former Great Sage used to kiss his wife to relieve his headache, and embarrassingly requests Nor kiss her. Let's get the scenery right first. After an easy first kiss, Nor finds his headache gone, and learns from Great Sage to find a hidden dungeon and enter a secret room. Nor enters a dungeon and follows as instructed. Nor finds the famous heroine Olivia bound by death chains. Apparently she came here and fought a monster, but got trapped here for 200 years. You can't release her from these chains or she'll die. As such, she gifts Nor her skills, Get Creative, Bestow, and Editor. However, they requires LP points, which are generated by feeling satisfaction. At the Academy entrance exam, they are told to gather rare materials in groups of 3. Being only a baronet's son, Nor is ignored by most of the nobles, and teams with Emma and Lenore Bluedon. Nor returns to the dungeon alone, and uses Olivia's skills and barely evading death. He manages to defeat the Dead Reaper. With the exam over, the Reaper's skull is revealed as an extremely rare material, and they set a new Academy record. Nor's father cannot afford the 300,000 gold Academy fee, so Nor must earn it himself. Reluctant to draw more attention by slaying another rare monster, Nor decides to join the Odin Adventurers Guild. The receptionist, Lola, is furious when he claims to have Olivia's skills, since Olivia was a guild member 200 years ago. Lola bets him to prove it, and when he does, she is forced to apologize while displaying her pantsuit. For his first quest, Nor collects rare rainbow grasshoppers, using Great Sage to locate them and earning 250,000 gold. Seeing how capable he is, Lola develops a crush on him. With Lola all over Noir, it's the rival showdown that we all anticipate. Nor and Emma next hunt a big rabbit, a magical 20 feet tall beast. Emma wants to fight this herself, since she doesn't want to let Noir to take all the credit, and letting Lola falling further for him. Too bad she is too weak, and Nor had to help out just to escape. With Emma seriously depressed because she is weak, and Nor has the inspiration to use Get Creative to improve her skills, but is forced to bite on her ear in order to generate enough LP. The monster rabbit suddenly appeared and attacked them, just in time to get the LP he needs to boost up Emma, who in turn easily defeats the bunny. With the rabbit defeated and enough gold to pay his fees, Nor shares the rabbit meat in a feast with the rest of the guild. He feels thankful to everyone, and the person whom he credits most is Olivia. Elsewhere, Olivia is annoyed Nor has not visited in a while. On their first day, Emma tells Nor about Maria, who is one of the high-ranking nobles and was in the same exam batch as them. Nor checks her stat with his discerning eye, and realizes she is cursed deeply embedded into her heart, and she will die on her 16th birthday. Later in their classroom, Nor is ignored by his classmates, since his family baronet is a title awarded to commoners for service to the kingdom. As such, Maria goes out of her way to treat Nor as an equal. For combat training, ex-adventurer Elna Stongs tries to teach the class a skill to avoid an opponent's strike, promising a prize to anyone who uses it successfully. First, she has Noir try to attack her. Of course, he couldn't even touch her and gets beaten up. In the end, Noir is the only one to manage, using Get Creative as a shortcut, and is treated to a full-body dry hump under Elna, raising his LP. Elna's next lesson has everyone paired up to learn some defensive skill. Since close friends cannot pair up, this means Nor and Emma can't be together. That goes the same for Maria and her attendant, so Maria rejects a noble trying to pair up with her, instead goes for Nor. During a practice swing, Maria falls flat on Nor. Maria can no longer bear the pain of her curse, which Nor is determined to cure, but is informed by Great Sage a huge amount of LP is required, as he is already low on LP. Nor kisses Emma without thinking, and is punished by Elna. Asking Lola's advice, Nor learns about Luna, a cleric known for her healing ability, but is warned Luna almost never deals with curses for personal reasons. Lola visits Luna, who happens to be her best friend. Meanwhile, Nor visits Olivia, and has to apologize after not visiting. To help Maria, Olivia teaches him her skill, Lucky Lecher, which will generate LP through accidental perversion. Luna later meets with them, and reveals she has met Maria already, but had to refuse to help. With his discerning eye, Nor realizes that lifting curses shortens Luna's own lifespan, and lifting a curse like Maria's would kill her instantly, so he is surprised when she agrees to lift the curse and die. A nearby building collapses and a child is badly injured. After pulling him out, Luna realizes she wants to save lives to bring in the smiles and shoots her healing gun at him, but suddenly Luna soon passes out. The after effect is that she turns into a coward who is scared to die. Examining her skills again, Nor sees she has the useless skill cowardice, which makes her more of a coward the lower her magic drops. Once she returns to normal, she is very embarrassed of this side of her, and tries to change the subject to go heal Maria. Lola is furious Luna hid her own suffering, but is glad she knows. After making up, they get back to the mission to save Maria. Nor realizes it would cost less LP to change lifespan and Luna's skill to finances, so that lifting curses costs gold instead of life, but still requires more LP. To generate the LP quickly, Lola takes him to a secret gathering of harem pride, a cult of jealous men who rate the attractiveness of each other's girlfriends. The crowd mercilessly criticizes the girlfriend's physical attractiveness. Emma, Lola, and Luna all pose as Nor's harem and win over the crowd by acting out romantic scenarios with Nor, raising his LP from winning the prize money, and enjoying the attention of all three girls at once. They rush to Maria's home, where they explain to Maria's parents the reason Luna could not cure Maria before, and what they have done to let her lift the curse without risk. Overhearing everything Nor did for her, and realizing that he used most of his LP, Maria kisses him. Luna manages to lift the curse with less than a minute to spare. Maria swears to spend the rest of her life repaying her debt to Nor, making the girls even more jealous as they realize Maria has a crush on Nor. The situation for Nor becomes downright dangerous when Luna admits she also has fallen for Nor. Afterwards, he visits Olivia to pass on the good news and is surprised when Olivia demands a kiss as well. However, he can only bring himself to kiss her on the forehead. Maria's father generously pays everyone 1 million gold, which Nor plans to save for his future. Nor then decides to open a shop selling rare monster material, with his mother, father, and sister as employees. Since Nor needs to explore the next dungeon, he visits Olivia to get some new skills. Heading to the dungeon to begin harvesting monster materials, Nor learns some more useful skills from Olivia. Making it to level 5, Nor comes across a pitch-black lion and attempts to flee, only for the lion to speak. The lion, Tigerson, explains he was friends with an elf adventurer named Vashel, and they explored the dungeon together. But Vashel insisted on exploring level 6 alone and disappeared 350 years ago. However, Tigerson hopes Vashel might still be alive. On level 6, Nor discovers Vashel is a zombie and uses Get Creative to turn him back. Overwhelmed by Tigerson's loyalty, Vashel thanks him but decides to return home, hoping to find his beloved. As magical creatures are forbidden there, Vashel and Tigerson are forced to say goodbye, so Nor offers to be Tigerson's new friend and let him live at his family home. Tigerson is eagerly welcomed by Nor's family, who offer to employ him as security for their new shop. Maria begins hugging Nor in public. Their first exam is announced, where they must collect specific monster materials or else attend summer school. Nor and Emma ask Lola for help, only to find her in a fight with Sarah, another receptionist who has been stealing Lola's clients and lowering Lola's performance evaluation. As there is no proof Sarah broke any rules, Lola challenges her to a competition, where if she scores higher on their next evaluation, Sarah never steals another client, but if she loses, Sarah takes Nor as a client. Nor is terrified as he uses Discerning Eye to reveal that Sarah's skills are sadistically erotic. Nor, Emma, and Luna begin completing as many jobs as possible, raising Lola's evaluation. However, after passing their exam, they find it is still not enough to beat Sarah, whose adventurers are driving themselves beyond exhaustion in hopes she will reward them. Asking Olivia for help, Nor is advised to defeat the dungeon's 7th floor for its treasures and is given several more of her skills. Reaching floor 7, Nor finds himself in an underground forest where an elf girl watches him from the trees. The girl, Dory the Dryad, asks for Noir's help, explaining dryads are tree spirits and a monster is attacking her tree, draining her magic and slowly killing her. As a reward, she promises to show him 2 treasure chests and the entrance to level 8 if he helps her. Nor discovers a gold bee monster that is so powerful its sting will be instantly fatal, so when Noir got so angry seeing how Dory is suffering from all this, he bit his lips till it bleeds. Grateful, Dory heals a small wound on his lip by kissing it, raising his LP considerably. Knowing he isn't good enough to defeat this gold bee, he goes to seek Olivia's help, who advises against risking his life for a stranger, but is eventually convinced and tells him how to win. Using Get Creative, he convinces a nearby pack of silver wolves to attack the bee. Eventually the bee kills all the wolves, but the bee is weakened enough that Nor kills it easily. After promising to visit Dory frequently, Nor finds 2 rare items in the chests. One he gives to Emma to strengthen her wind magic and the other to Lola to increase her evaluation. just in time because all the points are calculated to see who's going to be the receptionist of the month. In the end, Lola wins the evaluation, while Sarah is forbidden from stealing anyone else's clients for life. Sarah's so sad, but Noor, being your typical nice guy, tries to cheer her up. This has Sarah secretly hand him a note and her personal address. Emma invites Noor to a party for nobles. Meanwhile, as a baronet, Noor's father is unfairly prohibited from renting a space for Noor's shop. At the party, the host announces the notorious phantom thief has threatened to steal his jewel, the mermaid's tear, so he has hired the Lamu Guild as security. Emma is approached by Mike Kentel, a noble, who challenges Noor to see who the better dancer is. Noir uses LP to gain dancing skills and is declared victor. The phantom thief then arrives and kidnaps Emma. Even more, so there is a male phantom counterpart who has also stolen the mermaid's tear. Lamu wants to go after them as Noor pleads to come along. Layla Overlock disagrees, but with Noor pleading, she gives in. Noor and Layla go after Phantom Thief. The Phantom Thief summons a phoenix, which Layla defeats easily, while Noor uses his newly learnt skills to defeat her and take Emma back. When Lamu's boss checks on them, turns out he is Tom in disguise. He puts his gravity magic on Noir and Layla. His goal is to marry Emma, because he fell in love with her at first sight. A furious Noor declares Emma is precious to him. As Tom tries to put him down, he didn't realize Emma is set free as she punches him, and Noor landing the finishing blow. Afterwards, Emma is worried that Noor might think she is now dirty, but he reassures her with a kiss. Despite being from rival guilds, Layla agrees she and Noor can be friends. In the aftermath, as thanks for saving Emma, her parents used their connection to pull some strings to get Noor the shop and at a massive discount on the rent. Layla transfers into the academy. Elna then announces a hot spring training camp. During the trip, she informs them they must defend themselves from monsters without her help. Along the way, they almost fall into a pit trap, and is told by a friendly pixie bandits are responsible. The pixie tells them of a shortcut to the hot spring. But Noor is suspicious and discerns the pixie has an ability to control monsters. Inside the cave, the pixie calls forth the lizardmen to attack them. Because the guys want to see the girls bath so much, they rush into battle and defeat her lizardmen. After they defeat her lizardmen army, Noor captures the pixie. At the hot spring, the girls bathe first, and the boys hatch a plan to peek at them. Anyway, Noir refuses to be part of the plan, so all the boys try to capture the traitor, and Noor running into Elna, who helps him. One of the boys, H. Jorth, reveals he has been abusing strength potions for this very moment. To protect Emma, Noor creates the skill Powerless and gives it to H. Jorth, defeating him. However, he has to use more LP to stop another boy. By the time they crash into the hot spring area. But Noir realizes the girls have not bathed yet. Thanks to Elna telling them to put the bathing off because she suspected the boys will do this stupid thing. Noor passes out from low LP, so Elna rewards him by letting him bathe with the girls, albeit blindfolded. Knowing his LP is low, both Emma and Elna massage him. Noor opens his shop, Stardian Rarities. In gratitude, Noor tells Olivia he will free her from the death chains. Great Sage informs him a solution is on the dungeon's 15th floor. Noor takes Emma with him to floor 14. They become locked in a room filled with mini goblins. Instead, they want something to eat, so Noor gives them his delicious cookies. Too bad they all got food poisoning. On floor 15, they enter a room in which they see a chained Olivia. After Emma cuts her loose, Noor checks and realizes this is the death chains itself and clone of Olivia, which possesses Olivia's ability, and they are forced to flee. They ask Olivia if she has any weaknesses the clone might also have. Olivia initially refuses to tell them, because Emma has bigger breasts than her. However, when Noor insists he has to free her for everything she has done for him, she admits she once almost lost a fight, but never knew why. After investigating, Noor finds a story of Olivia battling a cleric called Litorine, who possessed the rare skill Sacrifice that temporarily boosts abilities by sacrificing already learned skills. Noor spends 10,000 LP to create Sacrifice just as the clone confronts him, having escaped the dungeon to continue their unfinished duel. Noor activates Sacrifice only to realize the clone also possesses Get Creative, and she paralyzes him with a superior clone of his own sword. Olivia reminisces about an event from 200 years ago, where a young man who looks like Noor approached Olivia and wanted her to be his master. Of course she refused, but he continued to bug her and never gave up. Until she learned that he was acting in this way because his friend was died and he had promised to become the most famous warrior ever, whose name would reach to the heavens. She tested him, but found his skills to be lacking. She wanted him to quit, but he did not. The bugging continued. Olivia then casually teach him what he only wanted to know. He was more than happy to learn anything he can. One day, he died. Apparently he saved a girl from monster, but at the cost of his life. This has Olivia feeling guilty. because the result would have been different if she had been a proper teacher. Noor, meanwhile, is still in battle against Olivia's clone when Emma, Lola, Luna, and Layla show up. While the girls' combined attack successfully manage to break her sword, they are suddenly struck with a fever bestowed on them by the clone. She also bestows Noor with the sluggish status and edits his stone bullet skill. Realizing the clone is much more creative than he is, Noor sacrifices all of his remaining skills except for Get Creative, Editor, Bestow, and Sacrifice to give himself the boost needed to continue fighting. In retaliation, the clone attacks Noor with a fire dragon, but Noor cuts through it, igniting his sword, and he strikes the final blow at the clone. The girls then replenish his LP after they recover. In the aftermath, life returns to normal. Noor's family business is booming. His harem assumes he needs LP, so they go hugged with him. Can't beat Emma with her kiss in public, until Alice wants to join in. Noor visits the dungeon where Olivia thanks and embraces him for his effort. Olivia informs Noor that since the death chains are gone, he is now able to continue exploring the remaining floors of the dungeon. Thank you for watching till the end, and please don't forget to subscribe.